Today we're going to be working on some very beginner mobilization and stretching of your feet, and we're also going to start building the neurological pathways, the neuromuscular pathways, so you can begin to use the muscles in your feet to lower and lift your toes, and it sounds a lot easier than it is. So we're going to get started with some stretching and some rolling of your feet, and then we're going to do some very, again, beginner learning how to even engage these muscles before we're going to work them harder. So what I would like you to do is grab a seat down on a chair, and we're going to interlace your fingers in through your toes. And you might need to spread them one at a time, and you might only be able to get in the very tips of the toes, and that's all okay. What I'd like you to do when you do have your fingers in there is just twist your foot side to side. And it might feel good to stretch it back, but we're going to twist side to side. We're going to do this for 30 seconds, and we are going to do both sides. So get your hand set up, and we're going to get going. So we're going to slide and twist and twist and twist. And what we're doing is splaying the toes, so creating space between the toes, which is such a critical piece of the puzzle when we're trying to avoid things like plantar fasciitis, which we're all trying to avoid plantar fasciitis. So again, I just want you to keep twisting and just try to follow the pace that I'm doing. It's not fast. It's relatively slow and just a nice big rotation. Okay, there's your 30 seconds. So we're gonna switch your sides now. And again, I'm gonna let you get your fingers set up. My fingers slip in here. I've been doing this for a while, but yours may need a little bit of coaxing. So I'll give you just a hot sec. And a reminder, we're looking to twist the toes. Okay, let's get going. You are likely going to find a little bit of discomfort on the toes as you apply pressure and also as you stretch them out. So you don't want to hurt yourself, obviously. And it's quite common for that to happen because the toes are so used to being in tight footwear. So this is just helping to combat the effects of that. Again, we're just twisting and twisting and twisting. Okay, there we go. There's your 30 seconds. Ooh, awesome. Okay, we're gonna grab a ball now. And what I'd like you to do with your ball is pop it on the ground, and I want you to roll the inside and underneath the arch of your foot. So again, we're gonna do for 30 seconds. You're welcome to hold onto a wall if balance is challenging for you. We're gonna move at about this pace, so you're just gonna go down the inside of the arch and then slowly work your way over towards the outside of the foot, and we're gonna go fairly slowly. That's what that's gonna look like. So get your ball, and again, we got 30 seconds. And your time's gonna start now. So what you wanna do when you're rolling is look for spots that are a little bit uncomfortable. And that might be all of your foot right now, and that's okay. So just, again, go nice and slow, back and forth. And if you find a particular area that you're like, woo, that's a spicy meatball, you want to spend a little bit of time. So for me, that's right here. So I'm just going to go back and forth on that one spot. Just give it a little bit of extra love and attention. There's your 30 seconds. And again, we're going to switch. Same thing on this side. I want you to pay attention to the foot that's on the ground too, and try to avoid crunching the toes, but we want long, strong toes. So try to spread your toes out and just have long, strong toes. And again, a wall is super helpful if you want to use that for balance. Your 30 seconds are going to start now. Let's get going. Again, we're going to go inside of the arch, and a little bit more to the middle, and a little bit more over to the edge, just nice and slow. It's interesting, the muscles in the feet are often ignored until they are extremely problematic, and that's just so sad. So we're going to take good care of your feet. And my sore spot's kind of right there, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of extra love and attention. There's your 30 seconds. We got one more little thing here. So we're going to leave the heel on the ground and position the ball underneath your toe joints. So you want to, when you put your pressure down, see these little bones pop up, little joints pop up. And we're just going to fan side to side. And again, we got 30 seconds. We can start now. We're just going to go side to side. This is going to help your body get more comfortable with toe splay and build a little bit more range between your bones so that that can happen more naturally. Ooh, it hurts so good. Maybe it just hurts. Just remember, you are in charge of the amount of pressure that you put down. So it does not need to be super painful, but you should definitely know that you're doing some work. There's your 30 seconds. We're going to do your other side now. Okay, again, you want to just take a quick look, and again, the heel staying down. We're just going side to side, and we're going to start now. You're just going to go rocking over side to side. I'm really excited to get started, and we're going to do it immediately after this, on learning how to use your big and little toes and get just started on being more aware of how to use those muscles. It's so cool once your brain knows how to use them, it just starts using them and your feet are going to get stronger, which is so exciting. Okay, there's your 30 seconds. We're going to pop that ball off to the side. Now what I want you to do is stand with your feet right underneath your hips. And I want you to think about the forefoot and the heel like a tripod. So you're going to not lift the inside of the forefoot or the outside or the heel. So you want to stay rooted there. I want you to look down at your feet and just lengthen your toes out and make them as long and strong as you can. The first thing that you're going to do, and if you've never done this before, I'm going to show you that you can, if you need to, position your fingers like so that your little toes cannot move. What I want you to try doing is, and you may need to actually look at your toes. We're gonna, again, long, strong little toes. We're gonna lift just the big one. And we're gonna lower it nice and slow. And again, we're gonna lift just the big one. Your little toes are gonna wanna lift, and that's okay. Your time's gonna start now. Again, we're doing 30 seconds. So your little toes are likely going to want to lift. So I found watching my feet actually visually helped me a lot in dissociating the big and little toes from moving. Now what you don't want to do is lift, and you see how my right toes are gripping the ground? We want those toes to be long and strong and applying pressure, but not gripping. Again, we're just keep lifting the big toe. You want to kind of push the big toe to the center as you lift up. Do your best to keep your little toes long and strong. There's our 30 seconds. Now we're going to reverse that. And we're going to lift only the little toes. Okay, so again, you're going to watch. You can, again, use your finger here to hold it down if you need to. And we're going to start with our 30 seconds now. You might notice your ankles wanting to roll in or your knees tucking in to make that motion happen. So just take a quick look that everything is lined up and it isn't moving to help you do this. Again, we're just going to keep those little toes long and strong. We don't want to see the big toe crunching up or making a lot of pressure, kind of like that. We want just applying a little pressure, but we're going to lift just the littles. There's your 30 seconds. Okay, now we're going to lift all the toes up, spread them out as wide as you can, and set them back down. And we're going to do that for 30 seconds. This might feel very, very, very weird. And reminder, we want that whole tripod on the ground. Okay, here's our 30 seconds. It starts now. We're going to lift the little toes, spread wide, bring them back in, set them down. Again, lift, watching that the whole tripod's on the ground, spread them really wide, bring them back in, set them down. Again, lift, spread, bring them in, set them down. Lift, spread, bring them in, set them down. There's your 30 seconds. So you know what? You are welcome to cut out right now. And if you have time, we're going to practice the little toe lifts and the spread just one more time. And again, they're 30 seconds. So we got a minute and a half of work left. We've already done all the instructions. So we're just going to burn through this stuff. So again, you want to take a quick look that everything is lined up. Hip, knee, ankle, that your toes are long and strong. You've got a slight bend in your knees, and we're going to lift just the big toes. So look at all your toes. You want to kind of spread them out and again, apply pressure down without curling in. The big toe in your 30 seconds is going to start now. Now I want you to try and pull the toe to the center and lift and lift. You can see my toes still want to grip. So I have to be very mindful of that and make sure that my knees aren't locking or doing funny things to try and get my big toe to look like it's doing a better job than it can do. This is all they got. This is what's happening today, and that's fine. So again, little toes down. You want to keep that whole tripod on the ground and just lift, lift, lift. There's your 30 seconds. We're going to switch now and go back to the little toes. Again, big toes pushing down, not crunching. So you shouldn't see a lot of like discoloration in the skin as a pressure kind of sign. Your 30 seconds is going to start now. And when you're lifting your little toes, it's easy for your body to rotate the ankles in or twist the knees to make that motion happen. And I think if you can get in your head and realize that a really great job doesn't look like a lot of height with your toes, but it looks like having control of the muscles, that is doing a really great job. The height will come. And first things first, we need to be able to just turn those muscles on. And I think the lack of sensory input from really thick, stiff footwear, there's your 30 seconds, can make those foot muscles quite hard to access, but we're gonna get there. Again, you wanna keep the whole tripod down. We're gonna lift, spread, bring them in, lower them down. Your 30 seconds starts now. Lift, spread, in, down, lift, spread, in, down. It would be really cool if you videoed this or had some other way to measure the height or the improvements that you are going to see as you keep practicing this, because it's going to come and you're going to be like, whoa. Okay, there's your 30 seconds. Awesome job. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.